Well, hello there and welcome back to this F1 2017 Sauber career mode. We're at round 12 at Belgium and patch 1.9 has landed. I've updated it onto the system. Quite a lot has changed. A lot of it is to do with bugs and fixes onto multiplayer, so I'm not really going to talk about that and just gloss over the stuff that concerns us, which is the career mode. First of all, medium traction control has been made a little bit less OP. It's been made more towards full traction rather than no traction. What I've found in my experiences in the third practice session here and doing a half a dozen laps and a couple of tracks on time trial is it feels a bit more understeery to me. Mid corner speeds are a little bit less. On exit it seems fine. In fact, it feels a little bit more stable, which sort of highlights the fact it's now more towards full traction control. There's less initial turn in and less mid-speed corner and a little bit more grip on the exit. As for lap times, on the time trial circuits I have done, which is Belgium and Russia, I'm about 5 to 7 tenths down on my previous best, which was pre-patch. So I'm going to have to go away a little bit and work on the setups and try to dial out that little bit of understeer if I can, but trying to keep the rear end stability. As for career mode, Force India have been nerfed, which I can show now. They were, I think, sort of tied, I think, with Williams and all that. But Williams have dropped down a bit and Force India have been improved. And you can see there on the graph, Force India are now a clear 4th place with Renault just ahead of Williams. Not too sure about Renault being just ahead of Williams. I think they've just done more upgrades over the season gone on. But Force India being the 4th best team is right. I think they're the 4th best team in Formula 1 at the moment. So I think it should be reflected on the game. As for visual enhancements, a majority of the cars that run them little extra winglets on top of the engine covers, including Sauber, and you'll see that in the qualifying and the race sessions, they've now been added. The numbers on the front of the car have been made bigger. Force India's front wing has now gone from being black to pink, and most of the teams have the 3-letter abbreviation on the engine cover. I know that Haas, Toro Rosso and Force India definitely do. McLaren have just got their names underneath the air intake, and I think Ferrari and Mercedes have just got the driver numbers. As for me, my engine cover's blank. I've got no abbreviation. I haven't got LIL on there or anything like that, but my teammate has, which is a bit disappointing. Other things as well, yeah, the updated livery for Force India and Haas is now on there as well. The Haas has now just got black, white and grey on the front rather than the red. And also the other one as well is the rain light, which you'll see come on when we're harvesting energy, and also it's on full time when it's wet on track. That's now been made a bit brighter. But other than actual visual enhancements, not a lot else has been done. The AI has also been improved apparently, which I'll find out during the race. They're now more aggressive. They won't pit when the game says we're going to pit. So if there's a safety car, let's say lap 3, a majority of them will pit then to change their strategy to work with the safety car. Sort of like what I did with Silverstone a couple of episodes back, where I pitted under the safety car a few laps earlier to take advantage of it, and the rest of the field stayed out. That shouldn't happen now. They should all also pit under the safety car, which again reflects real life. So it's disappointing for us, because that will mean that there's less chances of getting a really good result by using the safety car to advantage. But it does reflect real life. You do that in real life. You pit under the safety car to optimise the strategy and your track position. So why not do it on the game as well? So that's patch 1.9. A lot of multiplayer stuff has been put out there as well, including all the spectator cameras, which a few people have said works and it's really, really good. And there's quite a lot of other bug fixes as well, but I've yet to test that away from camera, so I'll do that probably tonight. But for career mode, that's what it is anyway. Medium traction has been made a little bit more full. We've got some visual enhancements as well, and also the AI have been told to be a bit more aggressive as well, which we should find out during the race. So that's the patch notes all done with. Let's now focus on this weekend's racing here at Spa. Practice sessions have gone okay. We've got 285 out of 285. We get an extra 10 if we manage to make sure that our upgrade has worked, and it has. It's now on the car. We've now done 2 chassis upgrades. We're still a long way behind, and to me it doesn't even look like it's actually gone up, because I remember the green arrow being sort of there, and now it's on the car and it hasn't actually jumped up a little bit. So it's something I've got to keep an eye on, because I'll probably do one after this, and if going into the next race it hasn't moved up, then there's obviously a bit of a problem there. But we've got 855 resource points, so we can definitely do another upgrade after this race is done. So the first thing we'll do then is look at all the power units. We're now onto the 3rd unit for everything here. They're all used between 30 and like 15 odd percent. I think the lowest is 16 at the electronics, and the ICE is at 38. Gearbox, this is our 6th and final race of this unit, and we're currently on 60%, so probably once qualifying and the race is done, we'll be nearing 67, 68, but we can swap it out get a new one in for the next race and take no penalties. So other than that, then there's not much else to talk about other than listening to the qualifying objective that the team have set us around here. 18th and beat Massa. I think it's achievable. We were ahead of both the McLarens and obviously our teammate in the practice session. So we'll go to qualifying then, and let's see if there's been any changes with the positions of the guys post-patch. So then, in the garage, let's have a quick look at the weather. It's going to be dry, I believe, throughout the qualifying session. However, the medium traction, the new medium traction will take effect in the race, where it's going to be heavy rain and then on to the intermediates. So it's only 12 minutes, I believe, unless that's been fixed as well. It hasn't, no, but still 12 minutes in short qualifying. So we'll quickly look at the setup. And then get out on track. So set up then, and we'll drain the fuel out obviously all the way down to 2.2. Aero is running at 4.4. I will keep all this the same and then focus on stuff differently once I've done the weekend, just running through all the different setup options that I've got here at the moment. Brakes 85 as I usually do, tyre pressures, and finally the weight distribution at 6. So we'll get out on track straight away because 12 minutes at Spa means I've got to be quick to get 2 time laps in, and yeah, see where we are after our first time run. So just come around Blanchimont then on my first outlap. You can see there on top of the engine cover and just on cue as well, you can see how bright that red light is now as we're harvesting energy before the final chicane. So yeah, the visual touches are nice, to be honest with you. Whether it'll improve my lap time or not remains to be seen. So, and just change tyres onto the Ultra Soft. So we've got less than 5 minutes left already. Not too sure how much is there. 4 minutes. So I'm going to get out on track literally straight away. That felt like a really, really good lap, to be honest with you. I'm really going to struggle to find a few extra attempts from somewhere. It's currently sitting in 7th place, just under 2.6 seconds off of Hamilton in pole position. The update for Force India's worked. They're currently in 4th and 6th place with Grosjean between them as well. And we're legitimately faster than Hulkenberg, Stroll, Kvyat, Palmer, and a lot of others as well. Oh, nearly 3 seconds quicker than our teammates. So we'll get back out on track then, complete a slow out lap and get our second lap done. But if we manage to find, I think, 3 or 4 attempts, I'll be very happy because that first initial run felt really, really good. So I'm just trying to create a bit of space for myself. The AI are more aggressive. There's a few yellow flags that have been popping up in the session as they're trying to get out of each other's way. So here we go then, let's see if we can improve and try to get ourselves back inside the top 10. So there we go. Then we did manage to improve by, I think, maybe just over a tenth. But like I said, that first lap we did was really, really good. We've ended up in 13th place, which isn't too bad. But Hamilton's taken pole by 5 tenths from Vettel. Bottas in 3rd, Raikkonen in 4th. Force India, highlighting the patch, has worked. They're in 5th and 7th place, with Verstappen the meat in that sandwich. Grosjean, Hulkenberg and Massa round out the top 10. We've also been out-qualified by Sainz and the second halves of Magnussen. But we have managed to beat Kvyat, Stroll, Palmer, and then down to Alonso, Van Dorn and Verline in 19th, and Ricciardo, for whatever reason, has failed to set a lap time. Anything happen in the race director because of it? No, Ricciardo just failed to set a lap time, so not too sure what's happened there. But we'll be starting the race from 13th place, which means we can change our strategy up if we want. Oh, actually, no, we can't, can we? Because it's going to be heavy rain at the start, but then light rain later on, so that will be crucial if we're going to gain some good places. So then the resource points for the qualifying session, another 85, takes us over 940. It would be nice to hit 1200 after this race, which means I can do a double upgrade on the chassis, but at the moment we can at least do definitely one. As for the rivalry update, Massa's out-qualified us again, so we're now 5 points behind. And the team approval rating continues to go up with a little bit of the teams. Yeah, not a lot, just a little bit of everyone, but that's fine. And so now we'll listen to the voicemail as it's absolutely pissing down outside and see what the team have set us for the race.
Hello, I just wanted to pass on the team's expectations for this race. Good luck.
Finish in 16th, beat Massa and remain at least 16th in the championship. So all very achievable, apart from I think beating Massa, that might be a bit difficult. And the new medium traction control, this will certainly be interesting in the race. It might give us a bit more grip because it's now closer to full than what it was before. But we'll have to just go to the track and find out.
Well then, after an exciting qualifying session yesterday, let's take a look at how the cars line up. An immense lap from Lewis Hamilton yesterday puts him on pole position, with Sebastian Vettel starting alongside. Looking down the rest of the grid, we have Raikkonen, Perez, Max Verstappen and Ocon, Grosjean, Hulkenberg, Massa and Carlos Sainz, Magnussen and Sauber, Valtteri Bottas and Kvyat, Stroll, Palmer, Fernando Alonso and Stoffel Van Dorn, Verline and Daniel Ricciardo rounds off the grid.
So you can see that, well, one of the things they could have done in the patch is actually give these guys umbrellas, because it's absolutely tissing down here at the moment. But Bottas has been given a 10 place grid penalty for, I don't know, gearbox change, couple of engine bits, not too sure what. So he'll be starting just behind us, I think. So we will be in 12th. Have a look at the race strategy then. So yeah, you can see that it's going to be a heavy rain for majority and then off to intermediates towards the end. So getting the crucial first couple of laps out the way here is key, and then hopefully we can time it just right, because it's such a long lap here. It's going to be 2 minutes plus per lap, and if we manage to get it right on the call for the intermediates at just the right time, we may be able to find a few extra seconds from somewhere, and they might get us in the points. But a good start here is crucial, so we'll get the formation lap out of the way and yeah, have a head down into turn 1 and try to keep our wing in one piece. So, and this could be very crazy. Run down to turn 1. Heavy rain here at Spa. Lights are out and away we go. Oh, it's all getting very cosy down into turn 1. We've made up a lot of positions. Collision with Magnussen, I don't think it was really my fault. Right into 7th place then. Now Eau Rouge. Up the inside of Ocon, this is for 6th. And we make the move stick. So come round to complete lap 1. The leaders are ahead of me somewhere, just following in their wheel tracks. So I've just spoke to Jeff. 10 minutes of heavy rain. So I think we will be on the intermediates at some point. Ocon has an issue with his car and he's behind us. Meanwhile, his teammate Perez in 4th is holding us up a little bit here. So lap 2 completed. We're sort of sticking with these guys ahead of us. And I've noticed as well there's a slow car on the other side of the circuit, sort of in sector 2. So whoever that is has got a problem. And hopefully we won't trip over them. gone purple in sector 1, which is always nice. So we're coming up to that slow car now, right where I don't want it to be. It's my own teammate causing trouble there. And he's held up a few guys. We might have an opportunity up the inside here. Off Verstappen, back end. Oh, it's so close. Oh, we've tagged the back of him now. We've damaged our front wing. That's not going to help us. Back up the inside, little bit of wheel rubbing. We'll squeeze him out. Up to 5th. But we've got a damage. Ah, the understeer. It's real. That's something I really didn't want. So Jeff's still saying it's heavy rain here. I've noticed as well, if you look at the fuel mix, I'm currently running in rich. Every time I'm off throttle or changing gear, it goes white, which means I'm not using fuel. So that's quite handy to see. You see there, I'm lifting off through Urude. Oh, made a mistake through there. And the VSC is out. That's probably now they've had enough of waiting for Verline to get back to the pits. And we've been given a drive-through penalty right at the very end of it there. Oh, that's really annoying. I'm going to serve a drive-through now, because I think it might be intermediates in a couple of laps. This is really going to hurt us here. So we're coming out in 12th. Where's Grosjean? There he is. So we're out in 12th place then. The whole queue of cars up ahead of us here. Ocon being one of them, we know he's got problems, so I want to try and get past him as quickly as I can. And do it here. Oh, just a little wide. We've squeezed him out back inside the top 10. So my teammate is currently in the pits. Hopefully he leaves in a second so I can jump in there, because I'm going to change over onto the intermediates. So it looks like we were the only guy to actually come in this lap. Hope this has worked. Look at that for an overtake. 3 cars in one. Got a push now. Didn't change the wing in the pit stop. It looks like everyone else is carrying on, so maybe... Oh, look at that. Kvyat's trying to defend the inside line. That's new. You don't really see him doing that. But I think then with just 2 laps to go here, these guys aren't actually going to stop. And we are a long way back from the top 10. Carrying so much more speed. So it's up to 11th. No, it doesn't matter. We are in the points. Hulkenberg's made a pit stop. Thought I saw a car in the pit lane. There's yellow flags ahead. Not too sure why. Oh, someone's off the track. Who's that? Oh, it's a Mercedes. Bottas has had a moment coming out of Blanchimont, and that's us into 9th at least. 2 points then, could have been better. So we've ended up picking 2 points up in the end. It could have been a lot better. It could have been a lot worse, to be honest. But Raikkonen has won with his teammate Vettel in 2nd, and Hamilton picks up the final spot in 3rd. Perez 4th place after his teammate fell away. And then Verstappen, Magnussen, good result for them in 6th. Massa, Sainz, ourselves, and Bottas manages to recover from that weird spin to pick up the final point. Further back, Hulkenberg also risked it on the intermediate tyres, but unfortunately he's missed out on the point. Kvyat 12th, Palmer 13th. Ricciardo made a pit stop and finished 14th. Ocon started 6th. Grosjean 7th. They've had problems as well. And then Verline has finished 2 laps down after making 2 pit stops as well. So a bit of a crazy race that is. I think there was a few incidents going on there with the AI as well being a bit more aggressive, and we were seeing people defending and attacking a bit more, which is nice to see. So we'll have a quick look at the standings then, see what's changed. Raikkonen has now taken the lead of the championship over Bottas. Hamilton remains in 3rd with Vettel in 4th. We've slipped down to 8th place as Perez has now got ahead of us, and Massa is now level on points. But I think now with the whole the Force India update as well. I mean, you've got Perez there in 7th place. You've also got Ocon only on 11 points. Wow. I think Massa will jump us in the end, and I think Ocon, you never know, might end up catching us as well. But we still look good for finishing inside the top 10. 3 people still yet to score, both the McLarens and our teammate. In the constructors, no one has changed positions, although Williams and Force India have pulled away from us a bit more. But I'd say we are safe in 6th. We're now 30 points ahead of Renault, so I can't see us being challenged by them anytime soon. So not bad, but could have been better, but it could have been a lot worse. I'm happy with 9th anyway. So then the resource points for the race, 1049, and then for the first driver bonus as well, just over 1100. So we haven't been able to hit the 1200 target, and Massa continues to pull away. He should be able to lock that down eventually. And the team approval reputation has gone up again with most people. And finally the career score for the Belgian weekend. .8580 takes our season total to over 100,000. And that is the Belgian weekend done then. So we'll have a quick look at what we can do upgrade wise. So then, off to the chassis. Apparently this one needs doing now. Okay then, so we'll do this one then. The rear floor under tray. So another one there as well. Lovely. Right, we'll get that done then. And yeah, hopefully we can start cracking on with all this then. And hopefully it starts to look a bit better in the next few weeks. That is the end of the episode then. So, yeah, a little disappointing overall. I thought that we were running 6 early on. And I think if we didn't get the drive-through penalty for speeding under the VSC, and it was so close right at the end there, we got caught just at the end. I tried to time it as best I could. And then when we made the pit stop for the inters, because I was going to do that anyway, and I did think all the rest of the field would do it as well. I think that, to be honest, 6th place was theirs for the taking, but we've managed to pick up 9th in the end. And the AI is certainly a bit more aggressive, and it was quite fun driving around them all towards the end, trying to get past them all. So yeah, 9th place in the end. We keep another race inside the points, which is what we want, and with more upgrades coming on the car, we should be moving up the pecking order in the next few races. So yeah, thank you very much for watching this episode then, and hopefully I'll see you all for the next one very soon.